Hi, I'm Niki Bezzant and this is Healthy Food Guru, where we look at new products that have come in the last little while and give you our verdict on them from the Healthy Food Go point of view. We're starting today with a couple of interesting products, both really similar, which have just come in the last week or so, and they are both coconut-based ice creams, both really similar ingredients, made from coconut milk or coconut cream, a bit of a sweetener in there, and then some gums to kind of maintain the texture. They're both designed for people who are dairy-free. Obviously it's a good option if you can't have dairy to have something that's based on a coconut milk or cream. The really interesting thing here is that these are quite different in terms of nutrition, even though they're made from really similar ingredients. So the first one is called Coco Luscious. This is an Australian product, and this one has got 770 kilojoules in 100 grams and 10.4 grams of saturated fat, which is the really thing that we want to be avoiding. Not ideal at all in terms of saturated fat. This one here is Nice Cream, and it is a local product, a New Zealand product. This has got 462 kilojoules per 100 grams and 5.2 grams of saturated fat. So quite a big difference between these two, even though it's effectively the same ingredients. Probably that comes from the different type of coconut cream or milk that they're using. And we know that when we've looked at coconut cream and milks in the past, they do vary really widely in terms of fat content. So this is why it's really good to check the labels on these things, because you can't assume that they're just the same, even though they have the same things in them. They taste coconutty, and particularly depending on the flavour. These two are both vanilla ones. They both come in a range of flavours. They do have a coconut taste to them. I think the Coco Luscious more so than the Nice Cream. All that said, neither of these is a health food. Even this one, even though it's got less saturated fat, is not ideal in terms of saturated fat. And if you were to choose, if you were able to choose a healthier product, you'd choose a low-fat ice cream instead, a dairy-based one. However, if you can't have dairy, then this is something to look out for a treat, occasional treat, perhaps. Here we have some more soup. This is Pitango Organics soup, and they are in a single-serve pouch. This is a really good idea because I don't know if you're like me, but I often, with the 2-serve pouches, will eat half or a bit more than half and then forget about the rest of it and end up throwing it away. So this is a really good no waste idea, good for a lunch, a work lunch. There's a range of flavours in these single serve packs, and it's worth picking your flavour. And the issue here is mostly sodium. So this one here, the pumpkin, the Thai pumpkin, is a product that we have recommended before. It's a really nice, delicious flavoured soup. It's got 492 kilojoules in it. So really a light meal, or a snack in fact. You'd want to add something else to it to make it into a meal. 498 milligrams of sodium, so that's acceptable in terms of sodium or salt. This one here is the lamb one, spring lamb, red wine and rosemary. This is 732 kilojoules. It's still not much in terms of a meal, so you would want to add something to that again. But it's got 903 milligrams of sodium, which is not ideal, especially if you're going to be adding bread, which you typically would with a soup, because there's going to be sodium in the bread as well. So that's going to put the sodium of your whole meal up pretty high and beyond what we would recommend. So good product, definitely worth looking out for. Just pick your flavour wisely. So this is something new. It is a drink called Chia, and as you can see, it's a juice-based drink. It's essentially juice, but it has got chia seeds in it. And I don't know if you can see the texture of that. I will just bring it close to the camera. There's chia seeds suspended in this juice base. This one here is orange and passion fruit and apple flavoured. And it's promoted as being natural and nutrient rich, omega-3, minerals, fibre, antioxidants and protein. So it's kind of hard to know what to compare this one to, but it is a juice drink, so we kind of put it in the juice camp. It's not really an energy drink, so that's kind of where we see it sitting. There is quite a lot of energy in this bottle. This one serve's got 800 kilojoules of energy in it. That's quite high. On the other hand, it has some things in it that juice doesn't have. So it's got 5.5 grams of fibre, which is good. That comes from the chia seeds. And it does have omega-3 as stated. It's not the same omega-3 that's in fish or salmon, so you can't really compare it to that. but it does have it in there. It has also, being a juice, got quite a bit of sugar in it, 24.8 grams of sugar in this one. So, you know, about 6 teaspoons of sugar. It is natural sugar from the juice, but there again, it is still sugar. We are advised to limit the added sugars in our diet, so it's worth bearing that in mind. If you are a regular juice drinker, maybe this is worth looking at instead of your other juice. On the other hand, if you're not, I wouldn't necessarily add it into your diet unless you maybe are looking to gain weight, because it would be a way of doing that. The texture and the taste is just fruity, like a quite a nice juice. The texture is unusual, and it wouldn't be everyone's cup of tea. Wasn't really my cup of tea. With that, the seeds suspended in the fluid, it makes it quite thick and unusual, let's say, in texture. But that would be something that you'd need to try out for yourself. So I'm not really sure about this one. It's an unusual one. Give it a try. If you're a juice drinker, maybe have a small serve and see what you think.